My name is Ágnes Boháčová. I come from Hungary. I've been living in Czech Republic for the past 5 years, since 2020 when COVID hit. And well, right now I am the founder and the host of the Brno Business Brunch Club. I help out other business owners with ideas. I help people connect, network, and not just that, but I'm also educating myself on natural health solutions with 100% natural essential oils. And next to that, I'm having a project that are in the way of rolling out called Brno Trusted, which will be a printed media in Brno. Before Czech Republic, actually, I was doing my degree in Denmark. So when I came to Czech Republic, it was 2020, when COVID hit. I came here for an Erasmus. And back then, my husband, back then my boyfriend, was living here, and I wanted to spend time with him, obviously. So I decided that during this Erasmus opportunity, I would come to the Czech Republic. When I came here, it just had such a lovely vibe to the whole country, to Brno. I arrived to Brno, actually, not to Prague. So Brno was similar to my own hometown, actually. So it made me very nostalgic. It made me feel welcome. And at the time, I was already learning a bit of Czech, because as I mentioned, my boyfriend was Czech. Therefore, I tried to learn as quickly as I could. Then I finished my education, and pretty much right away I came back to Czech Republic, and ever since I've been living here. When I was 6 years old, my mom hired a Slovak teacher for us for the reason that we were going for skiing during winter time, and she wanted us to get acquainted to languages, to foreign languages, and this was actually before we would start learning English. And because of this introductory classes to Slovak, I had a better start for Czech language. And in the beginning, I would excel compared to my classmates because I knew a bit more, not much more, but a bit more. And it helped a lot. But afterwards, my progress slowed down, of course. So I think right now I'm at a level where I can hold a basic conversation. Obviously, my husband's family side, grandparents, they cannot speak English, they can speak German. Unfortunately, I don't speak German. So I was left with learning Czech as fast as I can to keep up a conversation with them. Now I can, which I'm very happy for, but obviously in order to speak fluently, there's still a long road ahead of me, which I hope perhaps maybe once we have kids, it might be easier to close the gap. I think from a personal point of view, I think I can blend in, kind of. But I do have friends, Russian friends, for example, who can perfectly speak Czech, and they do tell me that whenever they would speak with Czech people, even that slight difference that they have a slight accent would make them a foreigner, right? And the Czech people would handle them differently than they would handle their own Czech people, especially in business, I would say. I myself did not have so much of experience with this as with people within business. I normally speak in English, and I only speak with Czech with people on the street when I walk my dog, grandparents, right, people from the village, and they tend to be very kind to me and very open. That also might be because my personality is quite open as well. So I think depending on how you approach this topic and who you are, you will have a different experience. Last year, I was still working at a common job, right? And I felt like something was kind of missing from my life. I'm the kind of person who likes to do many things at the same time. And therefore, just having a job that was limiting me for one kind of position didn't quite feel right. And I always felt kind of exhausted, even though it was just 8-9 hours a day, not more, right? Which shouldn't feel that exhausting for one person, I would say. But if you don't do something that you're actually born to do, then I think this misalignment in your values and in how you're creating value can create this kind of environment that can be draining. So after I left my previous company, I started to think, what else I would like to do, where I could actually create value and feel like I'm actually creating value. I came back from my honeymoon with my husband, and right away I got this huge energy to make the landing page, which I did, and start to advertise. And within 2 weeks, I had 50 applicants who were ready to try out what is this. So 2 months later, on the 15th of May, that was the time when I had the very first club. 25 people showed up, which was a huge amount of number, especially for a first event like this. And it was wonderful. Obviously, it felt like it was a first event, so some people already had some value out of it, some did not. I even have a very funny story how one person found it utterly useless, these meetings, and how he told everyone this. But it can happen, so all we can do is just be kind to these people and thank them for coming, and this is what I did too. The heartfelt part was that I also wanted a community. I wanted people to care, people to really help each other, to be there for each other, and to perhaps make friends, because in business, what I also see, that it's hard to find people that think alike. You need people who support you, you need people who cheer up on you, because I do know many people who start on this road, they don't have the people around them who can support them or see their vision. They would say perhaps that, oh, you can try this, but most likely it will not work out, right? It's like 1 in 100 of chance that it will work, or oh, it will take many years, you shouldn't even try. And then on the other hand, here in the club, you have people who support you, who tell you where you can find help, give you ideas, motivation, can give you feedback. And people are actually coming to us, to the club, and it's much easier to meet them at one place. I think from the very beginning, I made a big effort on communicating that this club is a place where people come and hold space for each other, where it's a no judgment zone, where we are supposed to help each other, be kind, and create a supportive environment. And I think, having communicated that, I naturally attracted those people who wanted to be part of a community like this. We have people from all kinds of backgrounds, all kinds of countries like US, UK, Canada, Spain, Brazil, Russia, Hungary, Czech Republic, Slovakia, from all around Africa. And then from the portfolio, we have people who are masters. We have people who have a laser printing company, people who have a whole IT company for the past 20 years, people that are engineers from IT, founders of multicultural community at Brusinga here in Brno. We have people who work with access consciousness, people who are geologists, all kinds, all backgrounds, small entrepreneurs, big business owners. It's a very varied people, but that's the beauty of it. And what connects us together is the business and the love for people and to help people. We have usually a quick introduction round where everybody has around 2 minutes to introduce themselves. It's usually about who they are, if they have a business, what they do, and what kind of connections are they looking for. So already here, sometimes people ask right away questions. So, okay, within that, what exactly do you need, or what did you mean by that? And already connections are in the making. So after this introduction round goes down, we usually have the presentation. We either have a presentation from the club or someone that we invited. After this presentation, usually we have a bit of time to discuss what was said in the presentation, ask questions. This naturally comes. And then after, depending on how much time we have, usually we have either like half an hour left or 40 minutes, we have the specific speed dating. And then we go for our shared dinner, which is in the hotel, in the restaurant part of the hotel, which is usually very lovely. It's the time when people can actually sit next to the people that they're interested in, discuss even more in depth what they wanted to get to know each other even better, and share even more recommendations and opportunities and whatnot. It's really a time when you can socially recharge. As I mentioned, many business owners are actually coming here because all they do is work. I have a member who works maybe 16 hours in front of his computer daily. So really the only time he socializes is at this club, and he loves it so much. And really the best feedback I always get is that this place is a place where they can recharge and where they can get inspired, meet people that are really on the same wavelength as they are. Maybe not at the same place as they are at business-wise, but it's always nice to see how much people are improving, where they can get to, and always connecting all these possibilities, even within the club itself. I would love a huge network of people, like not just in Brno, but in different cities too, maybe in Prague as well, and then just to show people that doing business doesn't have to be so hard, that it's really about seeing the opportunities and acting upon them, because sometimes we overcomplicate things, and sometimes we really just need some mentors, some people who can be like, okay, you're doing the right thing, or all right, maybe change a bit here, but otherwise it's gonna work out, no worries. Some reassurance and people that believe in you. So I just wanna share the message that if you ever wanted to start something on your own, you can. You don't have to wait for anyone. You just have to go for it, because once you feel the energy for it, that is the time you have to act. These ideas and the energy level for it to do so, it comes and goes. So once it actually comes to you, you should be quick and act. Like maybe in the corporate world, we know that we have to analyze things, and maybe sometimes doing an analysis can take half a year or maybe even more. Here, to make a proof of concept, it can be a week. Within a couple of days you can do it. So try to, of course, validate your ideas, but don't take too long. Rather act and see if it's something feasible or not.